Hey guys, Tomo back again. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Google Pixel 7 Pro after using it for a week. I know I posted a couple daily videos now and that is a few days behind, but I do want to give you guys the 1 week review. I'll continue to keep posting the daily ones if you're interested in watching that. So after using the Google Pixel 7, the regular one for 42 days, I switched over to the Pro just to see what the difference is and is it actually worth paying the extra $300 to get the Pro. I'm going to give you my initial impression after using the Pro for a week. First of all, the Pro model is noticeably bigger, so when you're using it on a day-to-day basis, it does feel a little bit more cumbersome to hold and handle in general. You have to be more careful when taking it in and out of your pocket so you don't drop it. And if you have smaller pockets, you have to be more careful that when you're sitting down, it just don't slide out. Lots of little things to consider that you may not always be thinking about. So who knows? So either get pants with bigger pockets, pants with zippers or something. Bottom line is, it's generally a bigger phone, so you do have to take more precautions. You know what they say, with great power come great responsibilities. And even when you're laying down, it's a little bit harder to handle the phone. Just in general, sometimes I find it slipping out of my hand, and it's just a lot harder to handle compared to the compact size of the regular Pixel 7. One-handed typing is a little bit harder as well, especially if you're trying to reach all the way to the other side of the screen to press the enter button or something. It's just a tad too long. I wish the phone was just a little bit more narrow. If you're getting the Pro model, you're getting for the 120 Hertz, the higher refresh rate. I personally don't really notice the difference between 90 and 120 Hertz, so that's not big of a difference for me to justify the extra $300. I'm sure there are people who can't tell the difference, but I'm not one of them. I would say most average people can't tell the difference unless you're holding two phones side by side, so that's not a big sticking point for me. The Pro model also have Quad HD as well. Ironically, when I got the phone, it is turned off by default, which tells me that even Google don't really recommend you to use it. And when you dig into the setting to turn on Quad HD, they will give you a warning telling you that it's gonna drain more battery. I think in general, Quad HD on cell phones is an overkill. It is a nice spec to have, but I don't think it's necessary. You can make the case for it on TVs, because those screens are larger and you will notice the pixel more. But on a cell phone, it's pretty hard to tell the difference. But since I got the Pro model, first week I did not have it on, but for the second I finally turned on Quad HD. I didn't even realize it was off by default. Typically I tend to use the phone exactly the way it is out of the box, and then I start tinkering from there. In terms of brightness, it comes up to 1500 nits. The regular 7 is 1400, so not that much of a difference either. I rarely use my phone at full brightness anyways. I just leave the adaptive brightness on. And when I'm outside in the sun, I never really have any issues seeing with the regular Pixel 7, and it's the same story with the Pro model. One of the biggest differences with the Pro model is the macro camera, which is actually pretty fun to use, but I don't think it's really that necessary. Just for the purpose of testing out videos, I walk around trying to find certain things that's cool to do macro photos on. But on a day-to-day basis, I'm not really searching for those things. It's nice to have, but not critical. The 30x, if you want to creep on your neighbor or read a sign all the way across from the room and you don't feel like walking over there, I don't really see a big use case for it, but it is kind of cool to just show off to your friends who don't have 30x zoom that you can zoom to something from across the room. A little gimmicky, but it might have some purpose. The Pro models still have great cameras in general. You can take awesome photos any time of the day. Cinematic mode is cool as well. I still wish it has a wide angle camera. It is too close to my face. Currently I'm recording this video on a wide angle view. I'm at home, it is nighttime, just have the regular lighting on. We'll see how the quality turns out. But in general, I feel like I tend to get better video quality at night using the main camera instead of the wide angle. Love the white color on the Pro model. This isn't exclusive to the Pro model, the regular 7 has it as well. But in general, I would take the white over the black any day. Just less fingerprint around the back and around the camera bar. But I know a lot of people are into black phones, and you absolutely have to get a black phone. Just, who knows, do some custom matted cover the back or put on a case on it or something. I prefer to use my phone bare to just appreciate the true aesthetic. and I do like the white color so far. Biggest issue I have with the Pro model is the overheating issues, especially when I'm gaming. I do like gaming anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, and I do feel the phone getting hot when I play certain games that are not even graphically intensive. I did a lot of light gaming on the Google Pixel 7 too, but I never once experienced this overheating issue. We'll see if this can be fixed with a software update over time, but it's something that I do want to point out that is somewhat concerning, especially paying more for a phone. You would expect to have less issues, not more. Battery life during the first week has been pretty solid. Ironically, screen on time is somewhat similar to the regular Pixel 7. I average around 5 hours of battery life. On the regular 7, I get anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. Sometimes it might dip below 4, but I guess the Pro is just slightly better, but not by much. I tend to hover around 5 and maybe a little bit above that. I haven't hit 6 or 7 or anything crazy yet. For the Pixel 7, on a really good light usage day, I can get up to like 12 hours. But I noticed on the Pro model, I think I can hit 13 hours in a similar usage, at least in week 1 where I keep all the settings and usage the same. Week 2, I'm definitely gonna crank it up, use Quad HD, full brightness, and just go crazy. And we'll see how that goes for a few days before I revert back to my default habit. $900 is a good price for a Pro phone. I wish it was $800, then I think it would have been a steal. The iPhone 14 Pro comes in at $1,000, so the Pixel is $100 cheaper. The S22 Ultra is $1,200, so the Pixel is $300 cheaper there. I am glad that Google did not increase their prices from last year, despite inflation and everything else going on in the world. But the main point of the Pixel series has always been software, and software. All the things I love about the base Google Pixel 7 applies here as well. Voice recording is awesome with accurate dictation and transcription, all done for me if I ever need to go back and search any notes. Phone screening is helpful whenever I get random calls. I just hit the screen button, so I don't need to pick up and yell at scammers. And even calling hospitals and random credit card numbers is helpful to see the menu prompt, so you can select it from there instead of having to listen to a prompt 100 times because you stop paying attention halfway through. Little things like that is very helpful and saves a lot of time. But yeah, Face Unlock is new on the Pixel 7 series. They left that off the Pixel 6 series for some reason. Android 13, newest software updates, so that's another benefit. That's another software benefits of using a Google Pixel phone compared to any other Android phone. Even Samsung's latest flagship still don't even have Android 13 yet. Maybe it does at this point. I feel like I've been saying that for a while, but it typically takes them at least a month or two to catch up compared to Google. The Pro model comes with 12 gigs of RAM, which is 4 gigs more than the regular 7 model. I don't really notice that much of a difference on a day-to-day basis, to be honest, but that extra spec number is there for those who are into it, especially for the Pro models. Fun fact, the base Galaxy S22 Ultra actually comes in at 8 gigs of RAM, so for a phone that costs $300 more, you're actually getting less RAM than the Google Pixel 7 Pro. So after week 1 with the Google Pixel 7 Pro, I still love the idea of the Pixel series in general and what it stands for in terms of value. The regular Pixel 7 delivered great value at $600. And the Pro model, I think, is a really good price for a Pro model, at least compared to what Samsung and Apple is charging. But the difference between the 7 and the 7 Pro, I can't really justify spending the extra $300 at the moment unless you really do want a larger screen, a macro camera, and the 30x zoom, and I guess the high refresh rate, and the Quad HD, but I can do without the latter too. But just a larger screen, macro camera, and 30x zoom is something that really stood out to me with the Pro model. Hardware wise, you're actually getting more issues with the overheating that I was not getting with the regular Pixel 7, which makes the regular Pixel 7 an even better deal. You would think if you spend more money, you would get a more stable performing phone. But ironically, it's not in this case. We'll see how week 2 goes. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if there's anything in particular you want me to cover. Please like and subscribe. Check out my day 2 with the Google Pixel 7 Pro if you haven't already. I'll continue to do the rest of the day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 until I finally catch up. but I'll do a week 2 update next week and we'll go from there. Thanks again and see you guys in the next video.